Hello, I'm Dr. Democracy. The Founding Fathers hired me to monitor the health of their new republic, and I've just stayed around ever since. Then in January of 2019, I visited Dustin, a furloughed speechwriter in Washington who was frustrated with the political partisanship that had caused the government to shut down. I helped him write a short book called The Logos Party, Dr. Democracy's remedy for improving political dialogue. The main message of this book is that political talks do not fail because of differences of opinion. They fail when those differences of opinion are built on a foundation of dogma instead of reason. In dogma versus dogma conversations, everyone's closed-minded because dogma's purpose is to protect our opinions from changing. On the other hand, reason's purpose is to get us to truth, which requires having a mind that is open to being changed, just in case what we believe is false. In reason with reason conversations, everyone admits they could be wrong and sees their worldview as a work in progress. It is with instead of versus, because in reason with reason conversations, everyone sees themselves as being on the same team because they value differences of opinion because, as Thomas Jefferson wrote, differences of opinion lead to inquiry, and inquiry to truth. Someone who was great at fostering reason with reason conversations was Benjamin Franklin. He trained himself to never use phrases that signified a closed mind like I know or I'm certain. Instead, he would say I think or it appears to me. And he denied himself the pleasure of directly calling people out for their wrong beliefs. Instead, he was much more subtle in getting people to question their own views. Often his best method was just being so open and honest about questioning his own beliefs. Because of the modest way in which Franklin presented his opinions, when he was wrong, he was less embarrassed, and when he was right, he was more successful in getting other people to let go of their wrong beliefs. This reason with reason conversational style allowed Franklin to gain so much more respect from fellow Americans, and he believed allowed him to gain so much more influence both in America and abroad as a diplomat. For a democracy to be healthy, its citizens should be as committed to reason with reason conversations as Benjamin Franklin was. To help, I present you with a challenge. Dr. Democracy's 2020 Reason with Reason Challenge. It's simple. In 2020, if you talk politics, resist the temptation to have dogma versus dogma arguments, and instead set the standard for that conversation to be reason with reason. For example, hey Doc, what's your opinion on immigration, healthcare, and taxes? We can talk politics, but I want the standard for this conversation to be reason with reason. That means we're both willing to admit we could be wrong, we welcome our views being challenged, and we both see our worldview as a work in progress, so our minds are open to being changed. Can you agree to that standard? You want me to be willing to admit that I could be wrong and that my mind is open to being changed? But what if I don't want to? We can still talk politics, but at least we'll have a better understanding of how the other person thinks. Yeah, I guess I can agree to that standard. That's simple. And if you think it's too awkward to start a conversation that way, then try to be more subtle about establishing it as reason with reason, like Benjamin Franklin was, by just being an example of intellectual humility, someone who regularly admits that they could be wrong and regularly admits that their views are open to being changed. And if you can't get the other people to agree to reason with reason, then at least let it be reason versus dogma. Don't fight dogma with dogma. Be like Ben. To take the challenge, just click on the link, add your name, and help the number grow by inviting others to take the challenge as well. Dustin, do you have anything to add? Yeah. I think it is important that we stand up for what we believe in, but I think a person of reason also understands that it is just as important to stand up to our own beliefs. Let's listen to the doctor, take the challenge, and show those that seek to divide through partisan dogma that the Enlightenment principles of reason and intellectual diversity and intellectual humility on which I think this country was founded are still strong.